recording?
We are recording. You know what I say in the beginning? You watch enough of the videos?
Welcome to JBT.
No. Close. From Big Rock Bowling Center.
From Big Rock Bowling Center.
In Espanola.
Espanola something something.
We're here for the title matches of today's JBT event.
We're here for the title matches of JBT's event. See, I make top 5, not title matches.
Is this scratch or handicap now?
I believe it's a scratch.
Who's bowling?
Cameron Smith and Joe Lewandowski.
That is the professional recap from KJ there. And Cameron Smith is the one with a lot more titles on the resume, but right now it's all Lewandowski as Cameron is struggling on this pair. He's got 46 through 4. Meanwhile, Joe is clean through 4 without a double, but even without that double has built up a 33-pin lead if Cameron spares this up here in the 5th frame. Using the big hook at the double wood, covers it up nicely. Well, he's got plenty of time for a comeback, but he's going to need a good one right here as Joe is locked in. He just shot a 290 on the last game, bowling Survivor, so it was Smith, Joe, and Mason Edmondson in a 3-way game with the top 2 scores advancing to the title match. Cameron had 211 while Mason bowed out in 3rd with a 185. Joe a 3-time champ, so he knows how to win here. Sometimes it's hard when you come off a game as big as a 290. It's tough to regroup and get back in, and wow, that was a real nice shot for a bad break, a blower 7 there. When Cameron does open when you're bowling a bowler as talented as he is, you want to just get as many pins as possible ahead because you know there's a comeback left in Smith. And you just want to mathematically shut the door as quickly as possible. And he would have loved that double early on, even though he's comfortably ahead with the spare here. She's going to try to hook at and cover. Hold on, the sunset strip lane condition. When you hear strip in the patterns, they literally oil the lane in those strips. So instead of a kind of parabolic curve on the slope of where the oil is, it's in chunks. Kind of like picture a Tetris block, if you will. So bowlers will be in one zone of the lane, and then when that blows out, instead of just making little 1-and-1 or 2-and-1 adjustments, they typically have to make big leaps around. However, there is nearly unlimited push in the middle right now, which Joe has taken full advantage of. I think he matches up perfectly to this pattern right now with his speed and release. And he's just letting it float in the middle. They've burnt out some friction to the right. And that's a great scoring environment if you can get matched up. Cameron matches up to just about anything. 35 wins in his outstanding JBT career. And just absolutely nothing going right now. As he had an 8-10 earlier, and that's his second solid 9 on the right-hand lane. I mean, when you come in light and 8-10, you adjust and slam a 9, that's one thing, and now slam another 9, that's why Cameron shrugged his shoulders and said, what the heck can I do? Well, to put the most positive spin on it I can, Cameron can still strike out for 205. And Joe has yet to double, so whatever he's going to figure out, he's got to figure it out really darn soon. Cameron hung around all day in the Survivor action, had a high game of 288 earlier, so no one's had more 300s in the history of our tour. Cameron leads that category with 9. No one's bowled more JBTs in their career than Cameron. Cameron's passed Kyle King for that stat. As much as we've talked about Kyle in this modern era, it's been just as much the Cameron Smith era. Now a double dribble. And hey, the double dribble carries. Well, if nothing else works, double dribble the ball, and there you go. That was a sarcastic arms in the air if you've ever seen one there. No one is more self-critical about their game than Cameron Smith is of his. Although Joe might be a close second sometimes. He can get pretty down on himself too, unnecessarily so. Why I think Joe's matching up so well is he's got a little slower ball speed and a little less revolutions than some of our other power players, and that's just allowing him to float that ball in the mid portion of the lane where Cameron's getting some over-under. Just exactly like that. Now he's got his double and extends the lead even more with that 2-pack. Joe travels around quite a bit with a whole group from Arizona. Learning versatility. I would think the number one thing we teach is to be just mentally and physically as versatile as you possibly can be, because you just never know what you're going to run into week to week. This can really lock the door. Oh yeah, gets the light hit to carry. He's just in that zone right now. If he misses right, there's just enough friction for him to keep in a light pocket hit. If he misses left, it just sails back to the 1-3. That is a bowler's dream scenario right now. And now Cameron must go off the sheet and have Joe open to have any chance. If you're leaving solid 9s, it's really just a fine-tune adjustment. And of course, a half 10. Then, just as Joe's got a bowler's dream scenario, Cameron has got a nightmare scenario going on in this pair, where if he feels like if he adjusts off that at all, it's a solid 9, and that's what the pins have been giving him. And if you back off a solid 9 at all, you're leaving half 10s, 8-10s, all kinds of hits that don't have enough power. And in that case, it just didn't matter right there. I see it. Yeah. We'll see if that. If Joe was up in the 9th, we won't even bother with it. Well, when you win 35 times, you're occasionally gonna have some games that don't go your way too. That's the nature of bowling. All of the all-time JBT greats have at least as many seconds as first. Kyle's got more seconds than first. Stephen Black had way more seconds than first. BJ Baker, about the only one I can think of where I'm pretty sure he had more firsts than seconds. I don't know what Cameron's total is. I bet you it's around 50-50. As he goes for El Lofto. No, that's not even working. Son of a gun. The tear was forming in the corner of my eye all day long at this well-behaved little angel. Funny, huh? Well, this is only the first of 3 tournaments he's going to bowl this weekend. Look out. It says Cameron Smith can't crank a bowling ball. And Joe's got a victory lap going on here. That doesn't happen versus Cameron at all. So we're finishing up here. It's about 7 o'clock at night. We're going to start all over again at 8 o'clock tonight, bowling a scratch-only event. And if that wasn't enough, do it one more time at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. So lots of bowling at Big Rock. Thanks to Jeff Pierce and the whole crew here at Big Rock for making that happen. Just untouchably good right now. He's cruising the title.
You're always untouchably good when you play your comfort zone on everything.
249 max out. More sour grapes from the Peanut Gallery, aka his quote-unquote friends.
Friends? What did I do? I said no Joe.
I didn't say one word.
Tries El Lofto for the 2nd time. It still doesn't work. So Joe, after an 11-strike performance in last game, gets the Vera Papa 300 with a strike in the first.
The big Lewandowski.
290.
Oh, wait.
Good night, man.
Yes, I am.
Wait, Joe did or Cameron did?
Joe.
Oh.
Cameron had 211, slightly better. Well, so
Slightly better than 140.
look out, pins. Cameron gets one more ball to come up with something interesting.
Kick it. That's a good idea.
This for the 240 to go. And trips the 4-2. Dead zone, Joe Lewandowski. I would have to say best performance of his JBT career.
Joe,
Let's go, Messi.
do you know what I'm talking about now? Do you know what I'm talking about now?
He won't kick it.
Should.
He won't.
Oh, he's going to hurt himself if he does that.
Probably gonna
See,
strike.
this is the nice non-winning Cameron Smith. He gets to have fun between the legs. No, just plain old soccer ball bowling. I love the soccer balls that are drilled to like directly, you know, put the, yeah. It looks like an actual kicked soccer ball. Well, you have to watch a game of dominance from Joe Lewandowski. Great job, Joe. 249 is obviously enough. All right, we'll re-oil the lanes with something else and do it all over again. See you in about 6 hours, folks.